Good evening. My name is Ann Winkle, and this is my case study for Educational School Law, Module 12. Here we go. The reporting. This is what occurred at my school. My school raised enough money to have a computer lab. Teachers wanted software programs that align with instructional objectives, so we purchased them using PTA money. And in order to spread the wealth and utilize on a broader scale, one staff member made copies of these copyrighted programs. After distributing, one teacher expressed her concerns of the violations and brought it to my attention. So I, the principal, go have a conversation with the staff member that made the copies, and while they know they broke the law, she thinks she's being resourceful, saving the school money, and won't ever get caught in a rural area. That's the gist of what's going on. So let's get into the details. So establishing the facts. When did this occur? It's my third year here as a principal. We just purchased 20 new computers for a computer lab, including software programs. Where did this occur? St. Regis School. It's a K-8 school in a rural area with student population of 420, 25 miles from a large city, and we have this in a new computer lab that is for teachers and students. Who is involved? Mrs. Lynn, library media specialist. She's the one that made the copies and distributed them. You have Miss Brandon, third grade teacher. She received the copies of the copyrighted program, but she was hesitant about it, and she ordered 2 programs with her instructional allocation funds. Then you have the principal, Mr. Sample, myself, and I'm the one that Miss Brandon came to and told about the software situation. You have Miss Williams, the other third grade teacher, who received copies, but she saw no issue with it. You have Miss Evans, the PTA president, and helped Miss Lynn make the copies and was pleased about saving money. And then there was other second, third, and fourth grade teachers who also received copies of the software program. Communicating about ethical issues here. So was there harm in what was done? No physical harm. There was mental harm because there was moral dilemma is what I want to call it. Teachers and staff are going to feel guilty because they know they're breaking these copyright laws, but they want to take advantage of this great program and they want to save money. So you have this dilemma going on in their head. And you're going to cause the company harm of the software program because in order for them to make money, they expect you to buy more copies, not make copies and distribute them yourselves. So those are some ethical issues. Legal issues. These are the different laws. 1976 U.S. copyright law, where that is vague. Softwares have copyright page and licensing restrictions. You have the fair use test. One of the tests talks about how your use affects the value of the work. You have copyright practices, copyright restrictions, and then you have internet acceptable use policies that come from our district, and they have guidelines for copyright and license agreements. Was there a breach of contract? Yes, the school purchased a copyrighted software program, and we agreed then to follow the copyright laws. By not following them, we're in the wrong, we're interfering with the money gains of the company. Legal action can be taken, and resulting damage will have to be paid by the school. Was there any discriminatory action or constituted harassment? Yes, there could be constituted harassment because Mrs. Lynn was not happy when Mrs. Brandon was not grateful for receiving a copy. So there could be some continuing harassment that goes on from that. Those are the facts. Now let's talk about the synthesizing piece. So all the details in one. Mrs. Lynn knowingly made copies of the copyrighted software program without permission, distributed them to teachers, and in the act made a teacher uncomfortable because she knew that they were violating copyright laws. And even though Mrs. Lynn's intentions were helpful, it still was breaking the law, and all the staff and students are now involved. So let's talk about the facts, what we know and what we don't know about the people involved. So it is my third year as a principal. I'm not from the area. I'm trying to build positive relationships, get a good rep here at the school, and get support of my vision. You have Miss Lynn. She's library media specialist wearing many hats. She made the copies. She knew she was breaking the restrictions, but she also knew what the teachers wanted and their needs. Mrs. Brandon is a new teacher. She was at another school in the north part of the state that was stricter with copyright policies, so she knows her laws and consequences, and she denied the copy of the software program, and she is the one that informed me about the situation. Then you have Miss Evans, the PTA president. She volunteered to help make the copies. She knows what's going on. She was pleased about it as well. The unknown facts about people involved. You don't know what kind of pressure I'm getting to save money from the superintendent. How affluent am I in the district policy? How tight is the budget? What's my relationship with the PTA? Am I going to get the superintendent involved? Those are a couple things that you might not know. Mrs. Lynn, what kind of pressure is she getting to use all technology possible? How close is she to the PTA president and the other third grade teacher compared to Miss Brandon? Then things we don't know about Miss Brandon. Was she involved in a copyright situation at the old school? Is that why she's so uptight about it? And is her personality one that's going to take it to the next level if the principal, myself, don't do something about it? And then Miss Evans, does she understand copyright? She just helped make the copies. And how long has she been the PTA president? What does she know? Facts about the place. We know, like I've already said, it's St. Regis School. It's rural. 2 grocery stores, 1 drugstore. The unknown, we don't really know the demographics. Is it well kept? Is it run down? Older or younger population? Are there any colleges close by? Facts about the program, meaning the school. We know it's K through 8. We know kids they don't go to high school. They go to high school somewhere else. They're bused to the city. There's only 2 teachers per grade level. We have very small amount of state allocation. We have fundraisers to raise money. There's this brand new computer lab. We're trying to use it to its max. The unknown, we don't know if there's special ed use. We don't know if there's bilingual use. We don't know the exact budget, and we don't know if the community and businesses are willing to help out with funds if we need them to. So let's prioritize the information. This could be very damaging to stakeholders in the community because there could be a money penalty, the morale could be hurt, parents in the community could lose respect for staff and school leaders since they know that they knew it was illegal and they still did it. Who is at stake here? The principal, because he knew what he was doing. District leaders, the library media specialists, the buyers of the program, all breaking the law. Software program could be at stake here because they're going to lose money if copies keep getting made illegally. Stakeholders that we should consult: the superintendent, the tech leader. We should get legal counsel from the district. We should talk to the author of the software program. We should talk to the owner of the software program. Those are all people we need to consult in this situation. Other pieces that I, the principal, need to get more information on: how many copies were made? How good was the program? I need to talk to other principals and school leaders about their opinion on this. What was Miss Lynn's reasoning? Did the other teachers even realize what was happening? What are the district policies, and what is the teacher's knowledge on these policies? Here's my options for this case. So option 1, as a principal, I can do nothing. Explain to Miss Brandon I'm going to let it go. Copies can continue to be made and distributed. I'm going to act like I don't know anything. Consequences for that, though: I'm breaking the copyright laws and policies. I might owe a lot of money. I'm going to lose respect as a leader and ethical person. And I could lose my principal license. This is what could happen if nothing is done at all. I could do it all, meaning I could destroy the copies. I could delete it off all the programs except the ones with the original versions. But then I have to determine a way to get copies legally, and then I have to discipline Miss Lynn for knowingly breaking the policy. Consequences of that: I'm going to have to deal with the PTA president. I'm going to have to spend money when it's already tight, and I might upset teachers because I'm going to throw them off because I'm taking away what they're using right now, and they already have enough stress as it is. Other options I could consider: I could contact the author and see if they will work with me, knowing I'm in an educational setting, give me a discount, give me some kind of deal. I could contact community and area businesses for money. I could look up grant options to get money to buy more programs legally. There's always grants out there. Or I could say that we make no more copies and we just use what we got and it doesn't get any worse, doesn't get any better. Those are my other options. So let's evaluate and let's talk about what I actually decide to do. If I do nothing at all, the pros are I have less stress, wash my hands of it, we save money, happy teachers, everything is fine. Except if I get caught and it's ethically wrong. But if I get caught, major consequences, I lose respect as a principal. Mrs. Brandon could take it to the higher ups and rumors could spread. If I do option 2 and don't do any, and I do it all, the pros would be I have no legal consequences to be worried about. My conscience is clear, and I could gain relationship with businesses if I ask them for money. Cons, I might upset the teachers, upset the PTA, because again, I'm taking something that they already have. Spend money for more copies. I already have a tight budget, and I could lose a great program and never get it back. Pros and cons with my other options that I had. A pro, contacting the author, I might end up with an even better deal than I expected. I could get closer to the community And grants come in all sizes. I could get a grant that was way more than I ever thought. Cons, author could say no. It's going to take a lot of time to do the applications, looking up grants, all that stuff, and negotiating. I got to jump through hoops. Final decision. So here is my final decision that I decide to make after taking all of that into consideration. So I'm going to take pieces from all the options. I'm going to talk to the technology leader about collecting copies, deleting copies off of the computers, and only keep the originals. I'm going to have a brainstorm meeting, maybe make a committee with legal counsel, district representation, could be the superintendent, Ms. Lynn, Ms. Brandon, Mrs. Williams, Mrs. Evans, and other administrators in the building, and a random selection of teachers to discuss the issue and come up with ideas I haven't thought of. Then we're going to contact the author of the software program to negotiate a deal, and we're going to work with the PTA also to raise money to buy more legal copies of the program. So here's the steps. Kind of talked about this on the previous slides, but let's go step by step. So I'm going to remove copies from the library and computers. I'm going to have a meeting with the appropriate stakeholders and people involved, like I said, to discuss all the details, come up with an action plan that involves the student and adult success and well-being. I'm going to contact the author with legal counsel to help me about purchasing more and negotiating a deal. I'm going to brainstorm with the PTA about raising more funds, and I'm going to brainstorm with the leadership team about grant options and working with community and business leaders. Those are my steps. Now, things I need to do to avoid negative outcomes. I need to have a private conversation with Miss Lynn and Miss Brandon separately, of course, about what my game plan is, what's my reasoning, what's at stake for me as a principal, a building leader, and help them understand that why I'm making my final decision, but at the same time, listen to them, make sure they understand and know I value them and their feelings. I also need to run through the game plan with my leadership team, a mentor, or another principal from another building, or all the above to make sure I'm not missing anything. Always good to get a second opinion. And then I need to make sure I have staff trainings to educate them so this doesn't happen again about copyright policies and laws, communicate with them about the consequences and fines involved, and even give examples from news sources of schools that have had to pay out lots of money for breaking copyright laws. Consequences that could be given. I'm going to ask a mentor or the person above me if I need to give Miss Lynn a consequence for making copies knowingly that she is breaking copyright law. Do I just give her a warning and document it? Do I write her up, or worse, for breaking policy? I need to have someone who helps her and helps her hold her accountable and have a process to follow when we purchase computer software in the program, and have it go through somebody else as well, just so there's an accountability piece and that this doesn't happen again. So again, I'm going to, in order to give a consequence, since I'm still new to this leadership position, I'm going to ask a mentor or the person above me if I need to give a consequence or not. And then finally, plan B, if the author says no to giving us more copies at an affordable price, that's my main piece to my plan. I'm going to look into grants, like I said, educational programs that are free and similar to the software program, and then C, possibly, this is really plan B, I don't want to have to do this as a principal, maybe the families need to pay more in schools' fees to make up the cost and help us get money to buy these software programs. And that is my full details of my case study. I hope that you enjoyed. I enjoyed and I learned a lot more than I realized when doing this case study. So I appreciate you listening. Have a great evening, and that is all.